Hilchas Mamrim Perik Shlishi. So here, the next two prokim, the Rambam is going to discuss the dinim of a Zokan Mamre. Now we learned, but again, the din that Bezna Godel, there's a mitzvah saseh and a mitzvah leiseh to listen to the Bezna Godel. And the reason why you don't get malchus if a person is Evan Lisosser, he didn't listen to the Bezna Godel, because it's a lav shenit lazaros Mrs. Bezna. It's possible to get killed for this lav, and that's the case of a Zokan Mamre. Someone that's a Zokan Mamre, which not only he didn't listen, but he's a person that's a roy lehiroy, and he paskened against the Bezna Godel, as we'll see by Hemshech, Pratim. So then that person, the Zokan Mamre, is chayiv misasi bechenek. Perik Shlishi. Mi she'eni maimin b'teira shebal peh. He just doesn't believe in teira shebal peh. Eine Zokan Mamre Homer b'teira. That's not the Zokan Mamre Homer b'teira. He doesn't believe in teira shebal peh. Ella areu b'chlal haminim. He goes into the gather of a min. Umisasi b'dei adam. This person is not. A Zokan Mamre is misasi ayidei bezin. Mashenkin a min. There's no din of Mrs. Bezin on a min. But over here is misasi ayidei biyat kol adam. What does that mean? Mi'achesh nesparsim shehu kefer b'teira shebal peh. So if in the Sparsim there is a kever potato b'shval peh, and there's really a concern that he's also going to bring other people to be also a kefer, so therefore Meridin, you bring him down into a bear and you let him die there. And v'lei mailim, you certainly don't take him out of the bear. If a person's stuck in a situation, you don't go ahead and help him out. Kishar haminim v'hapikursim v'ha'imrim ein terim and hashamayim v'hamoistrim v'hamushumadim. So all these people, the minim and person's apikaris doesn't believe in the mitzvahs of the Eberster, or Vahim Maintanim Shemashmayim, Bechlal doesn't believe that Teru is Min Hashemayim, or someone that's a Meser, he gives over Yidden to the Goyim, either the Begufim or B'mamenam, or V'amishumadim, someone that's Shmadzach. So all these people go into the gather of people that Meridin Ve'in Mailim. Kol Elu Einam Bechlal Yisro, and Ve'inam Tzrichim Le'edim, Ve'le'asro, Ve'le'dayonim, Ela Kol HaHerig Echad Me'am Osem Mitzvah G'deila, Ve'heser Michshel. So the Sfarim today write that there's certain hagbolos, and there's even the Rambam saying it, the Pshitos, that these people could be killed, but on the other hand, some taina that this is only in certain zmanim miyuchadim, but masha'inkin in the zmanim of L'moshel, certainly when you live amongst goyim, so these dinim obviously don't apply. Now, b'medvar mamurim, that you go ahead and you could kill someone that's a min, that doesn't believe in Teira Shebal Peh, that's only bi'ish shekafer b'Teira Shebal Peh, mimachshavti b'dvarim sheniruli. There was a person that in his own mind, he was brought up in a situation where the pashtus of the Messiah was that there is Teira Shebal Peh, and he, from his own mind, came to the conclusion that there's no Teira Shebal Peh. There was Be'ish Shekafa B'Teira Shebal Peh Mimachshavte Ubedvarim Sheniruli, that he came to that decision. V'holach Acher Daite Hakala V'Acher Shrirus Libei V'Kafar B'Teira Shebal Peh Tchila V'Chein Kol HaTei Machrov. So all those people that were Tei Machrov, all these people, they came to the conclusion against Teira Shebal Peh, and that didn't come really from an intellectual decision. It came because of Shrirus Libei, because of the Shrirus Libei that caused them to come to that decision. And then that person goes into the gather of the Minim, which the Rambam said on him, that is Meridin, V'lei Mailim, and he's Ein B'chlal Yisrael, and he doesn't need Eidem Basra, Kol HaHerig Echad Mem, did a mitzvah, and V'hesem Michshel. That's talking about the original people that decided to be Kaifer and Teira Shebal Peh. Aval b'nei oisim atoyim, the people that are the b'nei oisim atoyim, and those not the people that originally came to that conclusion, or that learned from those people that came to that conclusion, but the children of those people, or b'nei b'neim, their grandchildren, sheidicha oisim avesam, v'neil du b'minus v'gidlu oisim olav, because their parents and their grandparents were already minim, and they grew up in a house of minus, and the grandparents were minux, is areo ketinik shnishba ben agoyim. That would be the same like a child that was nishba ben agoyim. You grow up among goyim. So growing up among minim is the same like growing up amongst goyim. V'gidlu agoyim, and the goyim raised them al dosam shehu anus. So this person goes into a gather of anus. He's not a person that came to some conclusion and he could be punished or responsible for that conclusion. He was born in an environment where he couldn't have come to a different conclusion. Even later on, he realized that he was a Yid. But nevertheless, because he was grazed on this toys when he was amongst Goyim. So just like a person that was a tinnik shnishbel ben hagoyim. So even later when he finds out he's a yid, and he finds out that really there's a yiddish Torah. But on the other hand, since he was brought up by goyim, so in his mind the musig of being a yid and a yiddish Torah is completely distant from him. So the fact that he's not becoming a yid, not doing the mitzvahs, is not something which he can be punished for. He can be responsible for it. Is the same way. The same way is kach elu ha'oichzim b'darka v'seim. These people that are oichzim b'darka v'seim, the minim that their parents were minim shato is memela. So the same thing. They're not responsible because they were brought up as being minim, and therefore you can't go ahead and punish them because they're minim. You can't go ahead and say that meridim v'leimaylim. The ficha, what are supposed to be roy la'achziram b'tshuva? What you're really supposed to do is try to be machzir them b'tshuva. V'lim shecheisa b'darki shalim at sheyachzru le'esim atera v'le'yimahir odom lahargam. A person shouldn't go quickly and laharg them fakert. You have to be makar of them and try to bring them back to do tshuva. So be kitzer. A person that was a min became a min midaite. So then the Rambam says meridim v'leimaylim. Mashenkin, a person that grew up, his father was a min, his grandfather was a min. So maybe he grew up in minus. So that person is not someone you're supposed to be meridim v'leimaylim. Rather, what you're supposed to do is la'achzirim b'tshuva, roy la'achzirim b'tshuva, v'lim shechesam b'darki shalom. The Rambam Loshen Rambam le'yimayir adam lahargam. L'chur, it sounds like eventually you could be lahargam, but it's hard to understand. The pashtus advarim is that person you have to work on doing. You should do tshuva. That's talking about, so again. So the Rambam starts off and saying Azok and Mamri is not someone that doesn't believe in Teresh Balpeh. Someone that doesn't believe in Teresh Balpeh is a min. And that person is not a person that's misasi bebezdin, is misasi b'dei kolodem. And a min is only someone that doesn't believe in Teresh Balpeh, someone that came to his own decision that he doesn't believe in Teresh Balpeh. Masha'inkin is someone that grew up in an environment, his father wasn't a believer in Teresh Balpeh, his grandfather wasn't a believer in Teresh Balpeh, so that person doesn't go into the category of a min, which is Meridim V'Leimaylim. But what is a Zokin Mamri? Halacha of Daled. Avol, Zokin Mamri, Homer B'Teira. What's a Zokin Mamri, which the Teira talks about, where there's a din that he's supposed to be killed? Is Hu Chacham Echad Michach Yisrael. We're talking about a Chacham Michach Yisrael, not a person that doesn't believe in Teresh Balpeh. He's a Chacham Michach Yisrael. Sheyesh B'Yodi Kabbalah, has a Kabbalah in the dinim of Teira. And V'don, he's a person that can be done in Teira. He's a person that understands Dinei HaTeira. Umeire b'dinei HaTeira k'meshiyere v'yadunu kol Chach Yisrael. He's a regular person of the Chach Yisrael. The Rambam is going to say he's a Samuch and his royal is b'Sanhedrin. Shebole machlekes b'din min adinim in Bezna Gadol. There was an argument between him and the Bezna Gadol b'neged the din min adinim, and v'lei chazar lidivreim, and lepel he didn't accept their psak din. He's arguing with the Bezna Gadol. Bezna Gadol said one thing, and he said fakert. And v'lei chazar lidivreim elocholek aleim v'heira lases shalei keirasam, and he passed him to someone else or to himself. We'll soon see to do shalei keirasam. So there goes the Teira all of Misa u'misvade v'yesh lechel k'el mabo. This person is not a min. A min is someone who Rambam says he's not b'klal Yisrael and ain't lechel k'el mabo. Masha'in came, this person, he did an Aveira. His Aveira is that he's arguing with Bezna Gadol. He's a person that's a Chacham, and he's a Meira, and he's a Dondin. He's arguing with Bezna Gadol, so it'll pale. Since he argued with Bezna Gadol, and he paskin shleiker awesome, so the Teira paskin that he should be killed. But lepel, before he's killed, he's misvadi, he says vidi, v'yesh lechel k'leil mabo. Aval pisha hu don v'hein donim. Why is Taka so harsh? Hu don v'hein donim, v'hu kibul v'hein kibulu. He was makabel of Meseira from his Rebbes, and they were makabel from their Rebbes. Nevertheless, Ariyatera chil kalem covered. The Teira gives covered to this Bezna Gadol, and therefore you're not allowed to argue with Bezna Gadol. V'imrotzu Bezna Gadol limchol al kvedam ulanichai. Even if Bezna Gadol decides that they don't want to be have this din with the Zokim Mamri, and they should be moichelim, they don't have that right. Kedei shel-yarbu machlekes b'Yisrael. So the Rambam Loshen Rambam kedei shel-yarbu machlekes b'Yisrael sounds like be'etzim they would have the right, but shel-yarbu machlekes b'Yisrael. L'chura the pashtus advarim is it's not a Bezna Gadol is not a personal thing. L'chura Bezna Gadol is the authority of Bezna Gadol. The Torah says that they have the authority of Teresh Balpeh. And Memela, since they have the authority of Teresh Balpeh, someone that's arguing with this authority of Teresh Balpeh, a Zakin Mamri, so the Misasi, it's not L'chura something which is within their power to be Meichel. Lashon HaRambam is a little bit, Shal Yarb Machlekes Misol, Ki'ilu, there's a Psatam, unless the Rambam is saying the Tam for the Din Teira. Shal Yarb Machlekes Misol. So now, in order for a person to be a Zakin Mamri, again, is someone that's a Chacham, we learned, and he's a Don, and he has Kabbalah, and Lepeil, he's arguing with the Bez Nagodl, and he was Hoira to do not like the Bez Nagodl Paskin. So then he has a din of a Zaken Mamri, and then he has a din of a Chi of Misa. That's what we're going to learn. So now, Lepel, the Rambam is going to say the Protim, how exactly a person is a Zaken Mamri. Halachei. Ein Zaken Mamri Chai of Misa. First of all, he has to be a Chacham Shegiel Liro, Somuch Bisanhedrin. Now it says Bisanhedrin, which sounds like he's part of the Sanhedrin, but it means Somuch Bisanhedrin, he's Somuch, that he could be part of the Sanhedrin. He could be part of the Sanhedrin. That's number one. So he has to be a person that's a chacham, which is a gil leiro, and he has smiku. And also v'yachlik al bezin, and he has to argue with bezin b'dover shechayoven al zdei nikoris val shigigasi chatos. We're talking about a type of issue which is negir to something which is dei nikoris v'shigigasi chatos, like we'll learn behemshich, a betfil, or he's arguing b'negir tfil. So he's arguing either about a din, which is negir something which is zdei nikoris shigigasi chatos. Moshe will learn behemshich negir chelev. Chelev is zdei nikoris shigigasi chatos. And Lepel, they're arguing about a certain chelev, whether this chelev is chelev or not chelev. So they're arguing about something which is zdei nikoris shigigasi chatos. And that's number one. And v'yoyre lasis keirase, and he paskins. No, it's not only they're arguing, no, it's halachically they're arguing. He goes ahead and paskins that they should do like his eiro. He paskins to someone to do like his eiro. Yasahu al pi. And also v'yachlik aleim v'heim yeshim b'lishkas hagozes. So these are the tnoim. The tnoim is nochamal. It has to be someone that's a chacham, which is a gil le'iro samach b'sanhedrin, and he's arguing with the Bez Nagodl about something which is chayovin al zdei nikoras v'shigigasi chatos, or about film. And then he goes ahead and paskins that someone should do like he's paskins, or he himself does like he paskins. And he's arguing with them, not stammer with Bez Nagodl. The Bez Nagodl, as the Bez Nagodl, is yeshim b'lishkas hagozes. As the Ram will say behemshech, all the protim. Avalim hoye talmud shlehi ger lehira. He was a talmud, wasn't a ger lehira. And v'heira lasis is potter. Shenemer kipolim im chodovel amishpot. So we learn out, Mishal Yipolim Imeno Ledover Mufla. We're talking about someone, we're over there, the Parsha in the Ger Zakim Hamri. So we learn out Dafka someone that's only Yipoli, a Dover Mufla, so that's something he doesn't know. But a regular thing he knows. So we're talking about someone that's a Samuch, and he's Roy Lehiro, regular things he knows. And this is dealing with a Dover Mufla, and he's having an argument about this issue with the Bez Nagod. Now, Hoya Chochem Mufla Shel Bezn. V'cholak v'shana v'limud l'acherim kidvarov. So notice he had an argument with Bez Nagodl about a certain din, and then he went ahead and taught like he says. But he didn't go ahead and paskin that someone should do like he said. He just taught. He said a shir, and he taught like he said. So then he's potter. The pasuk over there, when it speaks about the din of Zaken Mamri, he says Ashayasa bezodin, means le sheyemer bezodin. It doesn't mean just he said bezodin. Eliyeir lasis eyasu ba'atzmei. So the din of Zaken Mamri is only if someone that paskins different than the Bez Nagodl. He goes ahead and paskins lemaisa. He tells someone lemaisa that this person should do like his psak din, the way his opinion is, not like the opinion of the Bez Nagodl, or he himself did not like the Bez Nagodl held like he held. Motzon chutzlim keman, whereas the Bez Nagodl wasn't bim keman lishkas agozes, and the himra aleim, and he argued with them, he was married on them. So it's potter. Shnemer v'kamta v'alisa lamokim. So that's a pasuk. It doesn't say by Negei Zaken Mamri, but it says v'kamta v'alisa lamokim when you're going to the Bez Nagodl. So we learn out Melamed shamokim gerin limisa, that the mokim is gerin limisa. In other words, when does the Bez Nagodl have the authority of the Bez Nagodl? The authority of the Bez Nagodl is only when the Bez Nagodl is bim kemo. V'chol elu kiyetzvem shem kturim in amisa is nevertheless yesh lebez Nagodl in adeson. Ulhafrishon, ulhakeson, ulemonon, ulelamid, kifi ma sheyirelem shadav tzarich lekach. So even though he's not chayiv misa, because lepel they don't have these pratim, but nevertheless Bezdin has the right to go ahead and do what they feel is necessary in order to strengthen the authority of the Beis Din HaGadol. So either to put him into nidui, or to hit him, or to make sure that he doesn't teach. B'kitzur, to do something in order he should be punished for going against the Beis Din HaGadol. Is nochamo. So the din of a Zokan Mamri, a person has to be, first of all, someone that's royal hero. And we're dealing that the Beis Din HaGadol finds itself in Lishkas HaGazis Bim Kaiman, and they paskin one way, and he holds the other way. Then he goes ahead and paskins, not like the Beis Din HaGadol paskin. He paskins, not only just teaches, but he actually paskins, or he does, not like the Beis Din HaGadol paskin. So then that he has a din of a Zokan Mamri. But again, only if he's a person that was a Chacham, which is a Gil Leira, and also a Samuch, and Roy Lies Bisahed. Halacha Ches. The Ketzad done in Zokan Mamri. How is the Seder of the din of Zokan Mamri? The Rambam told us all the Tnoim of a Zokan Mamri. What's the Seder of the din of Zokan Mamri? Be'eshi yipoli dova v'yere b'chacham ha'magir le'ira. Well, sometimes there's something that's not clear, so yipoli dova, it's a dover mufla, something hidden, something that's not clear, and the chacham was yere be'dover ha'magir le'ira, bein be'dover she'yere be'enov, something that he either, that's how it comes out by him according to his seichel, or according to midas hatin and the dreshes b'hem, or bein be'dover she'kibel merabesav, he says that this is what he was mekabel merabesav. Now there's an argument. There's an argument between one chacham and another chacham. Is arihu v'achel kenimei? So this person v'achel kenimei oilen l'Yerushalayim. They go to Yerushalayim or boin leBeis Din shal Pesach Harabayis, like we learned before. That when there's a suffix, you have to go to the Beis Din, which is al Pesach Harabayis. The emulam Beis Din kachu adin, and Beis Din al Pesach Harabayis tells them kachu adin. But nevertheless, this chacham, which is arguing with the other chacham, is not accepting it. Is imshama v'kibul memutav. However, v'mlav, if he wasn't mekabel. So we're dealing with a person that's a zokin mamri. So in other words, there was a yipoli dover, and lepel Beis Din paskin one way, and lepel he holds differently. That's the Rambam setting up this situation where there was already an argument before they came to the Beis Din HaGadol. He's already arguing with other chachamim, and now they're arguing, and they go to the Beis Din, which is al Pesach Harabayis, and they paskin to them. So lepel, if this person that's arguing with the other chacham accepts it, so fine. Im shama v'kibul me'amutav v'im lav kulam boing leBeis Din shal Pesach Harazor v'imrim gam heimlam kachu adin. They also tell them what's the din. I mean, they could be echetim said that they don't know what the din is, like we learned before. We said that before there was no machlekes b'Yisrael, and over there the Rambam set up the seder that they didn't know what the din is. Over here could also be a case. It doesn't have to be dafke that the Beis Din shel Pesach Harabayis knew the din, and the Pesach Hazorah knew the din. L'chura could also be they didn't know the din. It could also be that the people that he's arguing with also, all of them don't know the din. He holds one way, and they're arguing, they're not sure about the din. And lepel, they're coming to the Beis Din to come to the conclusion. I'll call upon them, they come to the Pesach Hazor, ve'emrim gam heim lem kachu adin, im kibul yelchelem, v'im lav, kulam boing leBeis Din HaGadol shlishus hagozos. Shemishom teire yetzel l'chol Yisrael, shenemen ha'mamokim ahu asher yivchar Hashem. So they come to the Beis Din HaGadol. So the chiddush over here is that even though the Beis Din shel Pesach Hazor already told him the din, Pesach Harabayis told him the din, but never, and he wasn't mekabel, he's not a Zokan Mamri. Because lepel, they can go to the Beis Din HaGadol. At that point in time, even though they told him the din, because if they didn't tell him, so Zavadi is not a Zokan Mamri. But even if they told him the din, so nevertheless he's not a Zokan Mamri. And now the Beis Din HaGadol, emlam kachu adin, this is the din v'yetzim kulo. Now chazan ze achacham shecholek al Beis Din le'irei. This chacham which was cholek al Beis Din, he came back le'irei. And v'shana v'lomat kederech shu lomut. And he kept on teaching, giving his shiurim as he was lomud, as he was used to doing. In other words, the same way that he always did. He didn't change his mind because of the Beis Din HaGadol, but he didn't paskin. He just taught a shir like he was used to. Is that he's a potter? However, heira lasis, if he paskin to someone to do like his opinion, eisha asa or himself asa kehira asa is chayiv misa. Ve'enei tzarech hasra. And this Zokan Mamri, if he goes ahead after they came to the Beis Din HaGadol paskin, and he comes back and he paskins like he holds, not like the Beis Din HaGadol, or he does like he holds, so then chayiv misa ve'enei tzarech hasra afilu nasam tamlador. He explains why he holds this way. Nevertheless, ein shemulei elakivin shebo edim Sha'asa kehirase. Edom come along and say that they saw that he did like he paskent. A shahera lacherim lasis is gemrim dine lemisa bebezin shabiri. So the gemrim dine lemisa bebezin shabiri, and then the toif sunoisei. Umayla nesi misham lirushalayim. Ve'im emisa nesi lebe bezin shabiri. Ve'lebe bezin agodah shabiri yotza chutz lirushalayim. In other words, you can't kill him. First of all, you can't kill him in bezin shabiri. You can't even kill him in Bezin HaGodl if Bezin HaGodl is not Bimkoimim B'Yushalayim, which that's the Iker Keach of Bezin HaGodl, only when they're Bimkoimim, V'kam to V'alisa L'Hamokim, they're Bimkoimim B'Yushalayim, V'lei B'Bezin HaGodl, Shiyotzu Chutz L'Yushalayim, Elamayl L'Neisi L'Bezin HaGodl B'Yushalayim. You have to bring him to the Bezin HaGodl while they're in Yushalayim. U'mishamrim Meisi Ador Regel, and you don't kill him right away. Normally a person with Chayiv Misi, you kill him right away. Over here, you don't kill him right away, and you wait until regel, and v'choin k'neise beregel, and it's chayiv chenek. Shenemer v'chol Yisrael yishmu v'yiro, so it says v'chol Yisrael yishmu v'yiro, meklal shetzorech hakroza. So the machar is that this person is being killed because he was a zokin mamri. V'arbo tzrichem hakroza, zokin mamri, v'edim zeimim, even though edim zeimim are nerag v'iram, but nevertheless, your machris, in other words, you said, the Rambam said before, that you said, B'chol Ari Yisrael, that these people would kill as Edom Zeimim, and also V'hamesis, someone that's a mesis, and also Ben Seder Umeir, Sheri V'kolim Nemar, Yishmu V'yiro. So that's a special din, that they need Hachroza. The Hachroza means to be machris, that this person is being killed because he was either Edom Zeimim, or because he was a Zokin Mamre, or because he was a mesis, or he was a Ben Seder Umeir. Sheri V'kolim Nemar, Yishmu V'yiro. The Lech Mishnah points out that even though Lepel, all of them is Nira Chraza, but on the other hand, you kill them right away. And those Sai, Benigea, Edom Zeimim, and Sai Amesis, and Sai Ben Seder Meir, they're killed right away. It's just that later on, after they're killed, you make Hachraza. Masha'inkim, by a Zokim Mamri, you wait until the regel, and that's more, over there it says, Sifun Eid. So we learn now that everyone's supposed to really see the Achraza is like a different type of Achraza. Besides sending to the Ayari Yisrael, you also the Achraza that is done before Hesi in front of everyone, in order for everyone to see that he's being killed as being a Zokin Mamre.